Hey guys, episode 27 of the Bitcoin and crypto portfolio series. Nice move up this week and made a few sales. So come back to those shortly. The news this week, bit of a quiet week. Just sort of to say companies or institutions are still wanting to get in, but without sort of a decent US listed ETF. A lot of big institutions are seeing good way to get in as buying MicroStrategy stock after they've sort of bought a hell of a lot of Bitcoin. It's either that or they buy the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. But I thought it was quite interesting that a big bank has bought over 10% of MicroStrategy. So it's worth about $420 million. So just seeing it as sort of a company that makes profit but also holds a load of Bitcoin. So it's a kind of safe bet, basically. But yeah, bit of a slow week. Also, HSBC in the news for rejecting all sort of transactions from Bitcoin exchanges. So if you bank with HSBC in the UK, you're not able to sell your Bitcoin, say, on Coinbase and deposit it into your HSBC account. So not quite sure why they're rejecting that. Seems a little bit rich from some of the stuff they get up to. But we'll see what happens if anybody follows suit. Hopefully not. So some big gains this week for the sort of outsider altcoins, really. It's been a few weeks of Bitcoin sort of dominating. It's done well, but some of the altcoins have done a lot better. So Bitcoin nearly 20% up this week, which is very good. Not selling any just yet. Waiting for probably around about $50,000. So we're just over $40,000 at the moment. But Ethereum has had a much better run, 62%. So around about £1,000. And I thought £1,000 was a nice time to take a little bit off. So I had 27 Ethereum, sold 5 just to sort of take a little bit of profits. If anyone's wondering, this doesn't mean I'm sort of getting bearish or thinking this is the end or anything. I was obviously in 2017 and watched it sort of run all the way up and then run all the way down again. So realised that I should have been sort of taking some profits on the way up. So this is just doing that. I still obviously see a lot further to go. But yeah, just wanting to sort of take a little bit of risk off and diversify. This portfolio is now about sort of 60% plus, maybe 65% of my overall portfolio now. So don't really want to have quite that much risk if there's going to be sort of some sort of crash in 2021 in the sort of global market, really. So just taking some profits as we go. So Litecoin, similar move up to Bitcoin, really, sort of being the silver to Bitcoin's gold. But I was quite happy with the price here. So I had 130 Litecoin, sold 30 now to take that down to 100. Again, same as Ethereum, basically, just taking a little bit of profit. Cardano, ADA, has had a nice 73%, 74% move up. So again, quite happy with this price. I had 46,000, decided to take 10,000 off the table. Gives me about sort of £2,500 profit. So can put that elsewhere. XLM has seen one of the biggest moves, 143%. I think this is sort of off the back of a few bits in some news with them, and I think it was the Ukrainian government. But I think part of this is also just they were sort of the main rival of Ripple, XLM, and they're being sort of taken to the cleaners by the SEC in America. And so Stellar, I think, are being seen as the alternative. So they've had a hell of a move up. And again, I had about just under 40,000 XLM, so I took 10,000 off, sold that. So obviously still most of these sort of I'm selling about a quarter of my holding, so obviously waiting for bigger moves up. OMG network, again, done pretty well, 53%. Great move. Haven't seen anything sort of huge news on this, just a decent move up. So I held 2,372 OMG, slightly strange number, but it's just how it worked out at the time. So I sold the odd 372 to take me down to 2,000 exactly. So that's about £1,000. And then, so that was the last of the sales. I haven't really sold many of the smaller coins. I'm kind of waiting for a bit more of a run up. The EOS 40% move up, pretty decent. I was considering selling some of these smaller ones. I did say before that I would probably sell out of the smaller coins first, but I just sort of don't really want to sell big parts of the stake just while these are at sort of smaller values. I thought obviously some of these major altcoins, I'm into sort of over 10,000, over 20,000, so just thought I'd take a little bit off those first. Dash is having a pump right now by the looks of it. When I was selling the other coins, it was this was about 80 odd pound, now £112, so I'll probably still let this one run. Not sure whether this is just a short-term pump, but 71% up. If it goes up sort of too much higher, then I might consider sort of same as Ethereum, selling 5 and letting it carry on. Tron, or TRX, 28% move. Not seen too much development on this, why I think it hasn't sort of run up similar to the others, the competitors sort of being Cardano and Ethereum. Tron has always been a little sort of cult following, so a lot of my purchases were sort of only about half of this really, where sort of Cardano has seen probably 7 or 8x return since a lot of my purchases. So let Tron run for a little bit longer, I think, probably just see where it goes. XRP, sort of obviously, I haven't seen anything particularly new about the lawsuit from the SEC, but I think people are maybe just sort of thinking that they'd overreacted with the sell-off, even though it is getting delisted from some exchanges. But yeah, I think people are maybe sort of thinking they overreacted, buying a little bit in, or other people are buying the dip. So 60% up now from the bottom of about sort of 16p. So let that one ride for a little longer. Basic attention token, it's always a fairly slow mover, but 39%, you can't call that particularly slow mover, but it doesn't sort of do the moves that the other coins do generally. Again, most of my purchases were sort of about half of this, so about 10p. So let this one run a bit longer before taking profits. And Power Ledger, 22%. I mean, this is outside the top 100, so maybe doesn't see moves at the same time. It's sort of a bit more independent, but I'll let that one run for a bit longer. Dogecoin, still really thinking about taking a little bit off, but would like to sort of see it get to 1p again, and then probably take a little bit off. So it's 20% down, but that was only because the sort of big pump was last week, basically. If you sort of look on the monthly, then it's obviously well up from there. But yeah, would like to get that to sort of 1p again, and then probably sell maybe half of it, to be honest. It's not one that I'm sort of really looking to hold that long term. And as I mentioned, I didn't mention in the video, but I put it in the comments that Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV, I sold both of those when I made my last sales last week. And they've run up quite a bit since, but yeah, you can't regret selling at a profit. So that's the portfolio for the week. Leave your thoughts in comments below. Drop a like if you appreciate the video, and subscribe if you want to see more. Probably going to be doing a live stream midweek, maybe sort of Tuesday or Wednesday, so probably post that tonight, and yeah, drop in if you want to have a chat. See you soon.